Testing, testing, bananas and cheese. So let me get my camera looking a bit better. There we go. There I am. Oof, awesome. So we've got a couple of people online this morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning. How are we? Just move my microphone over a little bit so I can see the chat. So today, I'm a little bit discombobulated. I know I normally get on, in about like an hour and a bit, but I was really excited today and I was like, you know what, it's Christmas, people will probably be busy, so I thought, well, I better get on a bit earlier. So, my camera's back to front. Hang on, let's fix it. Oop, hang on, cancel. Let's fix that. Transform. Is it 90 degrees that way? Oop. Nope, not 90 degrees that way. Oh, wait. Reset. There we go. Now let's flip that around. There was a big Windows update. Ugh. Flip vertically. Is that what I want? Nope. Now flip horizontally. Nope, that's not what I want. Oh, I'm gonna have one of them days again, aren't I? Reset, reset. Bring it back. So I want to flip it horizontally. That's what I want to do. Yay! I'm getting clever. I'm getting clever. There we go. Much better. Much better. So my brother, my amazing brother-in-law, has given me a whole, look at this, like a whole gigantic bag full of tarot cards, just on lend, so that we can look at some different stuff and do some different readings. So how cool is that? Like, I can't. I just pulled this one out of the top just before we got started, so I could see what's going on. So hi Cheryl, how are you, darling? You're new here. Oh, welcome. So my brother just lent me all of these decks of cards, so we'll have a few different decks of cards for a couple of weeks. So I've just pulled this one out of the top of the bag, and the thing is, when it comes to tarot cards, as much as there are tarot cards that they all have, like, similar, like a recipe that they follow, they're all actually different when they do their cross references, and that's why we find cards that resonate with us, and that's why there's some decks that we will adamantly use all the time. There are go-tos, and there's just decks that are just like, nah, I'm not going there. I don't like that particular deck. So yeah, so this is Carrie Yale Visconti Tarocchi deck. So I haven't even opened this box to find out what it looks like or anything like that, but let's have a play. How's that sound? So Cheryl, would you like any guidance with one of your readings here today? I get a little bit weird about using other people's stuff. Oh my gosh, that's the cards? Oh wow, they're huge. Wow, look at the size of these cards. So just to put it in retrospect, that's a pen. So that's a normal pen. And then it's bigger again. Wow. And this is the instruction manual that comes with it. So let's have a look at some of these cards. Does Denver had feelings to me? Oh, let's have a find out, shall we? Oh, wow. Check out these cards. Check them out. Have a look. So that's the coins. So the coins is all about value and worth. Oh, hang on a second. We're just going to get rid of that bot. There's some really scabby people. Boo! Get out of this group. You're banned. Go away, you yucky person. So I do apologize for Ifanton. You are a wanker, my friend. Like we say in Australia, fuck off. Oh, so wow, check out these. Oh, Boo to those people. So I do apologize for that, Cheryl. So yeah, check out these cards. Like, it's like a tapestry. Wonderful. Okay, so let's find out about Denver for you, Cheryl. Let's find out what's going on. So I'm going to, this is not going to be an easy shuffle, this one, that's for sure. Wow, this is amazing. This is amazing. Where are you from, Cheryl? And we have Passionness over on YouTube. Yes, of course you can ask a question, Passionness. Absolutely. Ask away, my darling. Ask away. Now, if anybody would like a tarot reading that is half price at the moment, just simply scan that QR code with your phone and you'll be able to go to my webpage, or my webpage is www.trishpalmer.com. Oh, you're from the Philippines, Cheryl. I have never visited there. I was due to go there, I think it was about in June this year, but you know, bloody virus buggered up a lot of stuff, but I've heard it's gorgeous over there. I've heard it's absolutely beautiful. And passion, how does A feel about me? Well, we'll soon find out. Hey, we might have a love reading stream on today. How cool is that? All right, so Cheryl, let's find out some information for you, my darling. These cards are taking up half of my screen. They're so gigantic. Oh, interesting, interesting. Okay. So, Cheryl, when it comes to Denver, it's this is a different kind of feelings, okay? So these are different feelings that are occurring for this in particular person. And these feelings that are occurring, they are coming from a place of newborn. They're coming from a place where they're trying to discover themselves. You've ignited something in them that they haven't felt before. And they're trying to judge this based on a past that just doesn't exist anymore. So, you know, you may find that there are feelings there, but the feelings are also being confused with other feelings from the past. So here we have the Four of Swords crossing over. Okay, now the Four of Swords, it's not a negative card, but it is teaching us to be patient, because as much as people, you know, fight with swords and things like that, sometimes the swords will cross over, but then that makes a binding that's going on. So you may find that there's a little bit of resilience there, and when it comes to that resilience, it's more about turning around and then going, how can I make this work for me so that way I can emerge into this new embodiment? So it's time to give away death to the old ways of these feelings, and this is what's going on. So Denver may have these feelings that are going on, but they're being conflicted by these past impurities, and just be patient. It's about giving death to old self before the new self can start growing. Okay, so there's nothing solid right here, right now, but when it comes to you know, the growth of this beautiful flower, allow it to grow, but it'll only grow if there is death to the old past. So the old ways of thinking, the old judgments, the old hurts, the old pains, okay? So allow it to grow, okay? Hi, Lewis. My lady is pregnant. Will my baby be healthy? We will find out for you, my darling. We will find out. Okay, and I have Prachi, Dazwani. Can I expect my ex to communicate with me? Oh, we will find out. We will find out. So passionness, you would like to find out if somebody has, how somebody feels about you. Let's have a squeezio. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining in. Just give me some love hearts, like show me the love. Now, you will see me looking from side to side, so I am streaming out to more than one place at once here. So, yeah, so you may see some comments, you may not see some of them, because I have Facebook over here, I have Twitch and YouTube over here. So thank you for that. Thank you. I'm using this deck. Oh, actually, I should put the box somewhere. Love hearts. Okay, this is the deck I'm currently using today. If you decide that you want to, you know, have a look at it yourself. Actually, I'll put it over here. Okay, so if you decide you want to have a look at that deck yourself, I'm not an affiliate for them or anything like that. My brother has lent me all of his decks, and as you can see, just in comparison of size, that's a standard pen. And these cards are gigantic. So, Passionness, let's find out what's going on with you, my darling. So we'll be here for a couple of hours here today. I'm having trouble shuffling. I have to pull them towards my chest. I'm having trouble shuffling. So please, you know, send a message to your friends. Tell them to jump on board and get some guidance for today. So, Lewis, you're new here as well. Okay. Interesting. Interesting. Okay. So, Passionness. There's like this feeling of, without sounding too morbid or anything along those lines, it's like there's a feeling of this is making you feel kind of sick in the gut, not in a negative way, but in a way where there's just like so much uncertainty that's going on with these feelings that are around you. And when it comes to these feelings, it's all about you learning to nurture yourself in this new situation. So here we have the Two of Swords going on, and the Two of Swords shows this feminine energy that's cutting out their own inner child, and the inner child is asking for some assistance when it comes to being nurtured and being loved. So the current situation that you're in is kind of giving you this excitement, but it's making you feel like really uncomfortable. You do feel that way right now. Yeah, like this, there's this you know, you're excited, you're keen, you're ready, but you know, there's a lot of dubiousness going on as well. So when it comes to this, nurture your inner child, sweetheart, okay? The inner child is just looking for a new way to express themselves. We all have an inner child inside of us. That's that part of us that makes us giggle and experiment and play. And yes, absolutely. So at the moment, this situation for you is kind of uncomfortable. But when it comes to this other person that's going on, as you can see, we have the King of we have the King of Coins going on here, and the King of Coins talks about that they're investing in value and worth. So if you can provide that value and worth as an investment for their future, then there will definitely be feelings that grow. And this is basically saying, yes, there are feelings there. There is growth. That's why the two cards come out together. They interlink. And there is feelings there, but don't be surprised if, you know, this person comes along and you're in this situation where you kind of feel like a little bit left out but want to come in, and this is just that person's love language. So their love language may revolve more around achieving goals and going out and doing that business side, or, you know, achieving that that course that they're studying or something along those lines. So in this relationship, you do feel that way. Yep. So in this relationship, if it does go further, you are going to have to learn how to express yourself in a way to this person that this person recognizes, oh, your love tank is feeling a little bit empty and you need for it to be fulfilled again. Okay, so when it comes to this love tank, you will have to voice that, because all relationships can work with anybody, but do we have the energy to put in when we're feeling a little bit neglected? Because when we're feeling neglected, we don't have any energy, but we need the energy to not feel neglected. So it's a bit of a vicious circle that's going on here at the moment. Let's find out what the cross reference is for you. Oh, interesting. The cross-reference here, we have the Knight of Wands, and it's like you two are kind of generating together, but you've got no fucking idea. Like, honestly, you're just kind of waggling around your wands going, look at me, don't look at me, look at me, don't look at me. And it's like a game at the moment. So enjoy the process of learning the rules of this game and understand that you are going to require patience with this relationship in the future, because this person is very goal orientated, very driven. And it's not that they're neglecting you, it's just that sometimes they may be so focused on what they're doing that they've actually left you behind, and then they'll come back to recharge. Okay, so make sure you recharge yourself and understand, is this a true calling of what you want? Okay. Hey Sharon, will I be okay? You need hugs, my darling, do you? It's coming up to Christmas. You're going to get to see the Grandies this year? Okay. No worries, Passion, no worries. Sending love and healing your way. Just be patient with this one, okay, love? Be very, very patient. And when it comes to the matters of love, it really makes us kind of stupid. Like, we're like, oh, I love this. It's an addictive, it's a drug. And when it comes to these situations, we really must learn to slow down and just enjoy the process as part of life, rather than trying to speed it up and get more in as such. Okay. So I will try and keep up with the conversation feed as much as I can, okay, guys? So, Prachi, Daswani, love that, Daswani. Oh, that's a gorgeous, gorgeous name. Can I expect my ex to communicate with me? Let's find out, my darling. Let's find out. Oh, Shaz, you get to see them after Christmas? That'll be just as beautiful, my love. That'll be just as beautiful. Okay, Daswani, can I expect to hear from to communicate from my ex? We'll put that one aside. Oh, interesting. This was actually a cross-reference card. There you go. There we go. All right. So here we have the cross-reference card. I put this one aside because my brain just went, nah, I didn't shuffle properly, but it's actually a cross-reference card. When it comes to this ex communicating, here we have the swords, and the swords are cross-referencing over. So this is what we mean by binding and a fuse. But when two of them come out simultaneously, it's like there's, I don't want to say a game being played, but it's like hot and cold is the best way to explain it. So you do feel left out, Passion. Oh, mwah. Sending you love, my darling. Sending you love. So Prachi, when it comes to you, darling, it's like there's a hot and cold situation where when the communication does occur, it's just to fulfill their need. It's a selfishness that is deep down inside them to fulfill their need. And as we can see here, we have the knight, not the knight, we have the page of coins, and this is basically someone that's coming into your life because they want some value out of you. So it's kind of like going into a shop and then not paying for the purchase and walking away and getting away with it, okay? So this person, yes, they're going to communicate to you again, but it's time for you to understand, is this worth your value? Is this worth your self-esteem? Is this worth your self-confidence? Because when it comes down to the crux of it, you're not getting any real value out of this relationship. You're the person behind the counter that's trying to sell your goods, and then that person's coming in and taking them for free, and then you're not saying anything. So there's not enough value here in order for this to continue on. It's in a really immature game, and because we have the two lots of swords coming over in the cross-reference card, it's a little bit of a hurtful game. It's like you're a floater in the ocean where they just drag you in when they need you and then they throw you back out again. So, when it comes to this particular situation, it may be time to build up some resilience inside you. Yeah, yep, okay. Oh, yep, right. And here we have the Three of Cups. And the Three of Cups is the cross-reference to the situation. And the Three of Cups talks about that it's just too emotional. Like, it's great when it's on, but then it's horrible when it's off. And this is where you've got to break that cycle a bit. Is it really worth it? And is it worth your value? Because our own personal values, they don't come down to money, and they're very costly to repair. So think about it next time you get that communication. Is this person coming into your shop to purchase wares of value and make you feel valued yourself? Or are they coming in to take something as a mate's rate, as a favor, and then off they go again? Really have a think about it, okay, love, because there will be communication in the future, but only when they want something. So Lewis, my lady is pregnant. Oh, congratulations. Will my baby be healthy? Let's find out for you, darling. Let's find out. Let's find out something also that, you know, we'll find out some energy planes. So I only do 2 cards when I'm here. No worries, Prachi, okay? Go and be amazing. You are of value and you are worth, my love. So Lewis, when it comes to you, we will draw a couple of cards and we'll find out what's going on with the energy planes. When I do the readings online, I only do 1 or 2 cards, but when I do them on my webpage, so if you scan that QR code up there, if you scan that QR code that's up in the corner, you can go to my webpage, and my webpage will give you a half-price reading as my Christmas gift to everybody. So if you're looking for guidance in 2021, then please, by all means, do that. Yeah, so we'll do a little bit more for you, Lewis. We'll find out what's going on, okay? So please like and share, guys. Please like and share, subscribe, you know, blah, 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 all that sort of stuff. So that way you get notifications when I'm back online again on Thursday. Oh, these cards are gigantic. So those of you that are just tuning in, my brother has lent me some cards to do some different readings to you know, to expose people to different cards and art styles. These cards, that's the pen. So these cards are huge, absolutely gigantic. No worries, Lewis. Okay, let's find out about Bambino. Oh, your other half has so much back pain at the moment. I can just feel it. I can feel it. And it's right, like, it's not in my real lower back. It's right underneath my shoulder blades, like I'm stooping over. So, yeah, your other half is gonna need some TLC, darling. Gonna need some TLC. Okay, what's going on with this Bambino? This is the pregnancy card. This is the pregnancy card. Okay, so here we have like the pregnancy card coming out. Let's find the cross reference. Oh, wonderful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Okay, so this little Bambino of yours, I won't reveal the sex, okay? Only because it's a little bit unethical to do that online, especially if you know, are keeping it a surprise or anything like that. So I'll keep this a little bit ambiguous, okay? So this little Bambino of yours is going to be a little bit quiet. So they're not the kind of child that you can expect that's going to go out and play all this sport or dancing and all this sort of stuff. They're going to enjoy reading. They're going to enjoy colouring in. They're going to enjoy being creative. And guess what, darling? They're going to break shit. Okay, this little Bambino is basically an experimenter, and as we can see, we have an umbrella here, which is a shelter, and they're going to be very full of love. Like this child is going to have so much love in it, but they're going to make mistakes, and because of that love, this is where the mistakes come from. So ensure that they understand that they need to learn from failure. So as we can see, we have an umbrella, but there's no safety stand or anything like that on it. So they just think that they can stick the umbrella in the ground and it's just going to stand up. Allow them to experiment, okay? Yeah, you're going to love. This one's going to test you. They're also going to be very connected with animals as well. So if you don't have a pet or anything like that, don't be surprised. It's your first. I was going to say that, but I didn't want to reveal it because, you know, the whole, like, you know, people get excited and then go, oh, what sex it's going to be and blah, blah, blah. So, yeah, I'm trying to refrain from telling you about them, without using the specific words. Okay, now this little that's why I'm saying bambino. So this little bambino is going to be very connected with animals as well, but so creative, just full of love and cherishment. But on the flip side of this love and cherishment is going to be one of these things that it's going to hurt you a little bit, okay, darling? And the reason why it's going to hurt you a little bit is because you're going to want to protect. You are going to want to protect this child with every ounce of your being. But it's okay to protect, but don't put them in a box of any sort. They have to go out there and fail and learn and, teach themselves all about life and what's going on. There's going to be a little bit of frustration this child is going to represent, but it's only because they're experimenting and the experiment hasn't gone the way of the expected mind. So please, for your own self-good, protect your child, protect your darling little bambino, but at the same time allow them to get dirty, to graze themselves, to cry, to learn everything that they need to know. But don't expect that they're going to be that kind of child that's going to get really excited at Christmas and all this sort of stuff, because they're a little bit more reserved, okay? So go with it. I can just feel this bubbliness inside my stomach, like, oh my gosh, I'm so happy, I'm so in love. And this child is just the energy is just going to ooze love and empathy and compassion, okay? They're just the most kindest, beautiful soul, okay? So this bambino is going to be extremely healthy, but it's also going to ignite some fears within you, okay? So harvest those fears, put them aside, and plant them into something better, okay? Good morning, Margaret. Good morning. How are you, my darling? How are you? Reserved like me. Yep, honestly. Yes, Lewis. Yes, Lewis. Oh, gosh. I just want to blurt out your little ones, but I can't. Okay. Hey, Joa, how you going? You want to move to Lisbon in January? Oh, let's have a look. We'll have a look for you in just a moment. So, Shaz, how you going, honestly? Why am I so tired, sweetheart? Let's find out. Let's find out. Oh. All right. No worries. So Shaz and I go way back. Shaz was with me when I went through a bankruptcy period of my life when I was homeless. And Shaz is one of so you can all put a love heart on Shaz's comment. Sharon Lockwood. Shaz is one of the main reasons why I got back into business. So I'll tell you a little bit of the story before I do a reading for her. So my ex was in the footy club where she worked, and they had, I think you conspired against me, Shaz. You conspired against me. So she had teed up for him to bring me out to the football club and start doing massage therapy, like strapping and all this sort of stuff, because she needed help. And I basically got dragged out there kicking and screaming because I'd gotten to that stage in my life where, because I'd been homeless, I'd been beaten and abused and all this sort of yucky kind of stuff. I'd gotten myself back on my feet, but I was very bitter towards the world. And I was wearing a heart rate monitor continuously because of anxiety attacks. And I didn't want to leave my little house or anything like that. Anyway, my partner at the time took me out to the football club. And that's where I met Shaz. And this woman came up to me. Now, this woman, she just omits compassion, just omits it. It just, you don't even need to speak to Shaz, and it's part of her world, okay? And this woman came out, and I remember looking at her going, oh, fucking hell, I've got another woo-woo on my hands. You should love the world, whatever. And she just gave me the biggest bear hug of my life, and I could have just melted and died on the spot. And she said to me, she goes, oh, come on in, we're going to do massage, you're going to help out the boys, blah blah blah. And she reignited my passion to help people again. So Shaz saved my life on some level probably about 10 or 12 years ago. Actually, I think it was a bit longer than that, wasn't it, Shaz? So yeah, so she was actually part of the universal process of people that saved my life. So I am indebted to her for, you know, quite a lot of my years yet. So why am I so tired, sweetheart? Let's find out. Now, as soon as I tap into your energies, Shaz, I basically, I'm just going to have to say it, honey. And I know I can say it because we can be straight down the line with each other. My bladder feels weak. It's like the world pisses me off. Okay? It's like people are just so mean to each other and we don't know why. I just feel like my bladder's being prodded, like, you know, just enough to piss me off. So it may be time to start, you know, letting go of those old resentments and moving on. But let's find out what's going on in the energy planes. Shelley. Sharon, thank you. I'm an earth angel. You reckon? I don't know, back then I was a bit of a shithead. Oh, God. I remember when you protected me against Monica when I went down the street to smash her head in. Actually, I remember that night where you rang me up. You told me there was that woman dancing on the pool table. And you asked me to come and... Shaz was a bouncer back then. You asked me to come down and throw her off the pool table because you couldn't touch her because of insurance reasons. So I did. And then you banned me from the pub. But I knew that before I went in there. So yeah, we would have made a good bouncing team. All right, Shaz. Thanks, Shelley. Thanks, Shelley. It's from homeless to hypnotist. Who would have thought, hey? Who would have thought? Oh, sorry. I flipped that card from before. Oh, interesting combo. Interesting combo. Okay. So here we have the Queen of Coins, okay? And the Queen of Coins is one of the most powerful feminine cards in the deck. Faith, sweetheart. Yes, Shaz, yes, Shaz. So here we have the Queen of Coins. And the Queen of Coins is an extremely powerful card when it comes to the feminine side. But the problem with the Queen of Coins is that she has to constantly step into the masculine in order to make things work. But it's not where she truly feels recharged or content or anything like that. She's just doing what she needs to ensure that the lands don't die and that her people are safe and all this sort of stuff. So with the Queen of Coins, she's offering all the time. She's always doing something for someone somewhere. And there's always people interrupting and impeding on when she is recharging, okay? So the Queen of Coins is, she's an absolutely gorgeous card to receive. However, it can be a little bit of a stab to the heart. So here we have the Ace of Swords as well. And the Ace of Swords is all about a divide from self and responsibility. So it's learning the balance between the divide of self and the divide of responsibility, because responsibility will always take preference, because we're always continuously trying to gather time, to save time, to network ourselves or to streamline a process. But at the end of the day, it's time to stop, Shaz. It's time to stop, look in the mirror, and then ask yourself, who is demanding? Like, is it you that's demanding this lifestyle, this way that you are? Or is it somebody else? Because if somebody else is demanding it, you can say, no, not right now, or some other time. And if it's you that's demanding it, then you can say, you know what? Just do it later. It's completely fine. So when you're recharging, recharge in a way that you can recharge. So it may be reading a book, playing a musical instrument, or doing your craft, okay? That's how you recharge. People don't recharge from sleeping all the time, from sitting around. They recharge by doing those things that reignite flames inside them. So the reason why you're tired all the time is because inside here, there's this constant responsibility when all you want to be is nurtured and loved, and let somebody else deal with it. Okay, so let someone else deal with it, and if somebody else won't take it on board, then employ someone to take it on board. Okay, so it's just spreading yourself too thin, my love. Okay, so we have Tamsin. Elva, hello, my beautiful Elva. So I'm trying to keep up with the chat, guys. Okay, so I have Jo from YouTube. Jo is one of my regular tuner-innerers. Is that what you call them? Tuner-innerers? On YouTube. So, and you want to move to Lisbon in January. Let's find out what's going on in Lisbon. Oh, I've got a bit of a watery eye today. I woke up so excited. I was like, oh, I get to do all these readings with these different cards. Mwah. Sending you love, Shaz. Sending you love, my darling. Yeah, and I woke up really early because I was really excited. I'm like, oh, I'm going to get to do all these cards and these different readings. And I actually wondered, oh, you know, is anybody going to jump on? Because normally I don't get on for another hour and a bit yet. So thank you, everybody, for tuning in. And if you go to my webpage, trishpalmer.com, you will notice that there is a half-price Christmas special just for you guys, you know, to get a reading. And I'll do it all online for you. And then I'll send you a video link. So Merry Christmas, everyone. Happy holidays. Eating Christmas pud, whatever it is that you're celebrating, okay? And then we have Lily on YouTube. Hey, guys, I'm aiming... Hey, everybody that's on YouTube, if you can subscribe to the page, you don't have to get notifications if you don't want to. I'd really love to get that subscribe count up over 300. So if you can help me out, I'd really love that. Okay. Lily, you love the setup? Oh, thank you, darling. Thank you. So, Joa, let's find out about Lisbon. That's your cross-reference. Oh, that's good. That's good. Okay. So, Lisbon's going to be a little bit testing when you first go there, okay? So, with Lisbon, it's going to be a little bit testing, and it's only because it's kind of like you're going to be in a situation that is not your normal lifestyle. It's not your normal place where you feel comfortable. But at the end of the day, you're going to be sitting pretty. But there is a the cross-reference card here that comes out is it's the financial abundance card, okay? So here we have all of these coins and all of this crown setting, but so that's turning around as a cross-reference saying this is going to be costly, okay? And it's not going to be what you expect. Now, I'm not saying this in a negative sense to deflect you or anything like that, but we do need to be realistic about these situations. So emotionally, it's going to be great and exciting, but when it comes to logically, it's actually going to be quite taxing and quite expensive. But when you get there and you set yourself up, you're going to be sitting pretty and you're going to be sitting just fine. So as we can see, we have a figure that's sitting on their box and they're quite proud and they're protecting it. Now, this box is going to need some protection. It's not like you can sit pretty and then go, oh, look at all my money, look at all my money. That doesn't work like that. You've still got to protect yourself. You've got to still protect your value and your worth. There's no saying whether it's going to happen in January, though. Like, it's like there's, you don't quite have a confirmation of some sort. Like, you know, we don't have a definite place that we're going. It's like it's still up in the air a little bit at the moment. But it is going to happen. It is going to occur. When you get there, make sure you've got some extra savings, okay, love? Because there's going to be some things that pop up and you're going to go, oh, shit. Didn't even know that was going to happen. But once you move past that, this is going to be a really good place for you to settle and to allow yourself to evolve. So this is a really good decision, this one. So it's just a choice. Yep. That's where I can't say it's in January or anything like that because it's still in that limbo sort of stage at the moment. But it's going to be a good choice, but save up some more money. Perhaps take another couple of months to save up some money because you know, there's nothing worse than getting there and then all of a sudden all of your savings have been completely eaten. Okay, so save up some more pennies. P, hi, can I ask a question? You absolutely can, darling. You absolutely can. Okay, so I'm trying to keep up with the chat, guys. So my YouTube is going nuts over here. So if you guys want to like and subscribe, please do. I'd love to get it over 300 subscribers. I'm struggling with these huge, gigantic cards. We are using a different deck today. My brother-in-law lent it to me. He's given me this whole bag. Like, check it out. Ugh. He's given me this whole bag of decks that I can lend and do a different deck each week, because I was getting a little bit bored with my old one. Okay, I was getting a bit bored. Hey, good morning, Margaret. How are you, darling? How are you? Busy, busy, busy. I see that you're reconstructing your Facebook page. Whoop, 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 whoop. Okay, so, oh, you subbed. Thank you, Shelley. Thank you, Shelley. All right, I'm going to scroll up the conversation a little bit. I like to try and do people in order if I can. Oh, Shelley, will I move into the condo I want in January? Let's have a look. Let's have a look for you, darling. So if I have missed you, please just comment again. But, you know, understand that the chat does move pretty fast and I can get lost in it. So it's not that I've ignored you. It's just that literally, like, it's just I've just missed it. That's all it is. So Facebook is a little bit quiet today. Maybe it's because it's Christmas. It's Christmas. What's everyone doing for their Christmas? I think I'm in for a very quiet one this year. Very, very quiet. So, Shelley, let's find out about this condo. Hi, Bear. That's a cute name. Just my name is Bear. I like that. I like that. Oh, this is a slow one, isn't it, Shelley? This is a slow one. So at the moment, this whole condo situation is just not, it's not going how you had hoped for, okay? There's a kind of like there's been disappointment around it all, and it's really kind of put you into a stage where you're feeling a little bit lost and helpless about it, okay? So I have to go with no, it's not going to happen, you know, right now in January. If it does, it'll be way towards the end of it, and this is kind of disheartening for you because it's something that you've got your heart set on, you're excited about, but there's just all these hurdles, it's like all these blocks, and it's like you get ready to go and you're all keen, and then something else happens, and then you're ready, and then something else happens. So keep your chin up, love, okay? Every time you feel yourself getting down and out about this situation, take your finger, your pointer finger, because we point at things that we want, put it under your chin and lift your chin up, okay? Because this one here, this is the self-esteem drop, this card, and this one, here we have the ace of the two of swords, and it's the queen of swords, sorry, and here's the queen of swords, and how things are just constantly being fought and battled at the moment. Yes, Shelley, yep. So yeah, so it's getting your self-esteem down a little bit at the moment. If it does happen, it'll be end of January, but it's not looking like it's one of those things to set your heart on, and it's getting you down. So every time you're feeling down, finger under chin, lift your chin up, keep on going, okay? Because as soon as we put our head down, we feel defeated. We feel like we just cannot do anything at that particular time, and we must keep moving forward. So a little while back, we were moving interstate back in March this year, and because the virus literally hit, like we were interstate at the time when the virus hit and had to fly home suddenly. And when we got home, our whole house was packed up, ready to move, and we haven't been able to. And it's disheartening because, like, you know, we had a place organized, and then we applied for a place 5 weeks ago, you know, interstate again, and then we got locked down again. So we couldn't even go visit it to put in an application or anything like that. And it's disheartening, it really is. But when it comes to, you know, these things that we get excited about, it's just that they weren't appropriate for that time. There was a hidden darkness that we didn't notice, and the universe is protecting us from that. So this time in 12 months, when you get that better decision, you'll be like, oh, I am so glad that that didn't happen in the end and that I didn't push for it, okay? So by all means, put yourself out there, but also know when to bring yourself back to protect yourself, but keep your chin up, okay? So it's not looking like it's definitely one of those, yep, it's going to happen in January, and that's only because there's all these blocks in the way at the moment. Yeah, yeah, absolutely, Shelley. Yeah, absolutely. Okay. Ooh, so what else, who else do we have? So we have Shelley, and then we had Sharon, we done Lily. Lily loves the setup. Thank you. So Lily, did you ask a question, darling? I'm just scrolling through. Can you tell me about the connection between me and Curtis? No worries, Shelley. Thank you for popping in, darling. So the connection between Lily and Curtis. Let's find out what's going. Oh, what does Curtis do that annoys the crap out of you, Lily? There's something that Curtis does, and it's like, oh, I hate it when they do that. No, the cards are too big. I don't know if I'd be recommending these. Now, I'm not an affiliate for any of these decks. If you just, I just thought, I'll show them off, and if you like them, you might want to jump on like eBay or Amazon or wherever, and have a look. See, okay. Joara, what is coming towards me in love? Well, we will find out soon. We will find out soon. Okay. And then we've got Elva over here. What is my health going to be in 2021? Oh, you're going through some stuff, are you, darling? Let's find out about Curtis and Lily first. What's going on here? Card number 1 will be Lily. Card number 2 will be Curtis. Ooh. Ha! Radio. He's tapping into my energy. Yeah, we can see that here. We can see that here. Okay, so for you, Lily, when it comes to you, we have the 9 of coins, okay? And it's like you're reaping what you're sowing at the moment, but you're not quite at harvest season just yet. So everything that you've been putting through in your life, so everything that you've done with your careers, your studies, your networking, everything like that, it's still growing. You're not quite there yet. So this also is a representation of you and Curtis. It's still growing. You're not quite there yet. But the thing is, when it comes to Curtis is a bit introverted. Like, time is, it's just doesn't exist. It's just one of those things that, it's part of the process. Like, he's just floating along, doing their thing, blah, blah, blah. So, yeah. So when it comes to, Curtis as such, don't rush. Don't rush at all. Don't pressure. Don't run in and expect it to be Family Feud, where you whack the button and you ask a question, okay? This is something that is still growing. It's not ready for harvest yet, okay? It's one of those things where you just enjoy the scene, you just enjoy, the process that you're going through at the moment. This is not something to put a label on either. So we're not going to put the label on of boyfriend, girlfriend, partner, soulmate, etc., etc. It's at the moment, it's Lily and Curtis. He's got some years on me, so that makes sense. He's 20 years older. Nothing wrong with that. So my dad is 57 years old and he's married to a 21-year-old. And I remember when they got together and I had to drive to the next town to go and visit them, and I hadn't visited her. And as I was driving along, I was trying to process like how this 57-year-old man can be so attracted, so infatuated with this 21-year-old girl. And, and like, let's just be honest here, it's not like she was a blonde bombshell off the beach or something. She's just an average, down-to-earth kind of person. And yeah, and as I was driving along, I got to a little town named Werribee, and there was a big lineup of cars, and the universe gave me a message. And as I was there, hi Lewis, you can see it all on my webpage, trishpalmer.com. There's various prices for different readings. So anyway, as I got to Werribee, there's a big lineup of cars, and these two men were in a punch-up. They're full-on fighting each other, and I'm like, wow, these two strangers feel a need to physically implicate each other and hurt each other. And I was driving along, and then all of a sudden, I just thought, oh my God, what is the one thing that every single person in this world wants? Like, do you guys know? What is the one thing that every single person, every single human, every single animal in this world wants? They just want to be accepted for who they are. And that's what I did. I was driving along, and after seeing these two men getting in a punch on, they weren't willing to accept the other person's mistake or whatever had happened between them, and they decided to go with anger. So when it came down to it, they just wanted to be accepted for who they are. And why put a label on that? Why put ourselves into a category or a box? So it doesn't matter about age or sex or race or anything like that. Love is love, so take your time with it, Lily. Take your time, go with the flow, because that's what he's doing. He's just taking his time. He's just going through life, and just enjoy it. Okay, just enjoy going with that flow. Now, just quickly, guys, I will throw my webpage in the chat, because I'm getting a few people asking about it. I'm not really good with this marketing stuff, am I? You can't half tell that I don't do it for money. I do it because I want to help people. Tarot readings, there we go. I'll just copy that, and I will throw that in the chat, which is over here. There we go. So if you guys want a full reading, they are half price at the moment, so you can jump on there. Somebody did ask before if I set PayPal. Absolutely. You just have to go through that process. Blah. But yeah, so Lily, when it comes down to it, darling, it's not ready to harvest yet, okay? The feelings are great, they're very mutual, but just allow it to grow, okay? Allow it to grow, my darling. Okay, so who else? So Tamsin, yes, you are visible, okay? Yes, hashtag spread the love, absolutely. So let me just scroll up a bit. I'm trying to keep up with the chat over here on YouTube. It's going full chops. Oh, we have Elva first over here on Facebook. So Elva, what is your health going to be for 2021? Love the smiley face, Lily. Love it. So, Elva, let's get to you, love. P, I'm not sure, darling, if you're next. I'm just kind of just trying to keep up with the chat as best that I can. And I'm streaming out to more than one place. So I've got Facebook over here, I've got YouTube over there, I've got Twitch up top. So there's conversations coming in from left, right, and center. So yeah, so just give me a moment, my darlings. I will be here for another hour at least. So if I don't get to you, keep commenting. Hit those love hearts, hit the likes and subscribes. Help me out, guys. So, Elva, what's going on with you and your health? I suddenly feel really thirsty, Elva. Like, you need to drink more water, love. Drink more water. Let's put it aside. Ooh. Oh, I'm sorry, Elva. I'm really sorry, darling. The Ten of Swords is one of the worst cards to get when it comes to health. Like, yeah, really sorry, sweetheart. This is going to be a really testing period. So here we have the Queen of Wands, and the Queen of Wands talks about a need to be nurtured. So you've gone out, you've taught people what they need to know, but now is the time to allow them to help you out. And the Ten of Swords talks about being done. Like, we're not dead or anything like that, but you've had enough. You have to go in a completely opposite direction of what you've always gone in order to achieve that better result. So when it comes to the health for 2021, it's going to be extremely testing for you, love, but it's time to go in that completely different direction. So ask for that assistance, get someone to help you, put in those systems that work better, that are smarter rather than harder. Learn how to press those buttons and lower those benches or whatever it is that you need to do, darling. But the Ten of Swords is pretty harsh. So whatever you've got going on, this is a life changer for your health. Like, it is time to go in that different direction, to eat that different food, to keep moving your body, to drink all of that water, and to go into that healing of life stage. We are constantly trying to heal our bodies. Now, we can either heal our bodies whilst we're healthy to stay healthy, or we can work on healing our bodies while we're sick so that we can get healthy again. And the choice really does come down to us as individuals. So always focus on healing your body whilst you're healthy right now. So it's going to be a rough one, love. But the lesson here is to allow, us to be nurtured via somebody else. Okay, so it's going to be a little bit of a rough one, darling, but keep your chin up, shoulders back, and just do the opposite of what you've always done your entire life, because everything that you've done has led to where you are now, and now it's time to go in a completely different direction in order to help heal yourself. So sorry, sweetheart, you're in for a little bit of a rough one. Little rough. Okay, so Lily, Shelley, Skylar. Hi, Skylar. Tamsin, how you going? How will be my future? Skylar, will I get a promotion at my new job? So, Tamsin, let's have a look at yours for you, darling, and then we'll go to Skylar. Oh, wait a second. Was P first? P, you're way up there. Oh, absolutely. All right, so let's go to P first, then Tamsin, okay? When will I get into a commitment next? Well, you know what? Honestly, honey, you could get into one right now. Just go to the fridge and drink some drink. Like, commitment is a very, very broad word. It honestly is, because do you want to be committed? That's the difference. One thing I find funny is people like, oh, the commitment of marriage. What? No one wants to be committed. So that's like, it's like being committed to a mental asylum. Like, why would you want to, put yourself in that yucky position? Like, yucky, yucky, yucky. I'm not saying marriage is yucky, but, at the end of the day, be dedicated. Don't be committed. Committed means, to be in a mental asylum. Be dedicated. So perhaps something better for you, my love, is, is when will I be dedicated? When I can move into that freedom of choice, okay? So yes, Skylar, honestly. Hello, Becca. How are you, darling? How are you? I think, so I'm studying to be a celebrant as well. It was one of those stupid ISO ideas that I had. Now I just refuse to fail because it costs too much. And I know I'm not married, but I do believe in the sanctity of marriage. Like, it's not for me, but I love that other people do it. And there are so many people that seem to want to box people, like, oh, well, you're not married yourself, so why would you marry other people? And it's like, well, that's like saying to someone, you don't like strawberries, so you can't sit and have a meal with me whilst I go and eat strawberries. It's like, really? No one's judging. Are you really that judgmental? Ugh. So yeah, Becca. Oh, so, yep, easy done, love. Easy done, love. We've got a few in front of you, but we will be here for about an hour yet. So, yeah, absolutely. So, please like, share, subscribe, blah, blah, blah. You know what it is. So, P, how about something in a lifeline setting, in a dedication, okay? So, if you want commitment, go brush your teeth. You'll be committed to cleaning your teeth. Not commitment. Like, don't be committed. So yeah, it's such a negative thing, isn't it? Let's find out some info for you, darling. Oh, interesting. So, for you, P, you actually have a little bit of financial stuff going on at the moment, and it's making you feel a little bit insecure. And it's insecure in a way that, you're like, how am I going to find more time to get more money? Like, that's what it's going to go through. And it's kind of getting you down a bit. Like, it's making you feel like life's too hard. Why do we do this? I feel this frustration just kind of creeping in, and just putting its head over my shoulder, just looming away. So when it comes to this financial side, we need to start working out what is working for you. Wonderful. So when it comes to this financial side that you're going through, you need a different direction. You need something new because what you've been doing in the past, it's just not working anymore. So write down all of your finances and go in that bit of direction. Where can you save that bit of money or put that little bit of money away? Can you sell that item and save a little bit? Sometimes you must sacrifice, so many of those little pleasures that gave you quick hits just to get a bigger picture of what it is that you truly want and you truly desire. Because in the future, you're going to have some really good financial abundance, but it's only coming from going in that different direction, from you harnessing your own finances and your own spending limits of what it is that you want to achieve. So at the moment, some of this dismay is being caused by the dollars. That's what's going on here. So get rid of that, move away from it because it's just not worth it, and start going in that better direction. Jump on YouTube. There's heaps of videos that talk about financial planning and spending and value and worth and stuff. And, have a real cleanse. I personally became very much a minimalist after I went bankrupt. I was homeless for a period of there. For about 3 months there, I basically lived out of a backpack under a bridge. And when I look back on that life, I think to myself, you know what, life was so much easier when I didn't have all this stuff around me. Like when I didn't have all these advertisements being thrown at me, to buy this saucepan. I already had 10 saucepans, or to buy this new thing, or to upgrade this because it was prettier or felt better or whatever. And it really, really helped me go, you know what? I can just keep putting money in the bank and actually get to a better place. So when it comes to that money side, it's time to do it in a better way. I'm actually very, very financially secure. Yeah, I'd be re-questioning that, my love, because financial security, when it comes down to the crux of it, it can always leave you at any time. Money comes and goes. It's a commodity. Okay, so look into that finance because it's going to be something that needs to be addressed in the future, love. Okay, so have a look at it. Secure that future of yours. Woohoo! Okay, so Tamsin, there we go. I've gotten to you, love. Hashtag spread the love. Absolutely, absolutely. And then we have Skylar. So Tamsin, how will be my future? That's so cute. How will be my future? Let's have a look for you, sweetheart. And then we'll get to Skylar. Hi. I'm sorry, I cannot pronounce YBZ. I'm Australian, so, we're very unlinguistical, whatever you want to call it. Perfect example. Okay, so Thompson, no worries, P. No worries. Go and be amazing, okay? So Thompson, let's find out what's going on in your future, love. Then we'll get to Skylar, and then we'll get to Becca Marie over here on Facebook. Whoop. Oh, these cards they're just gigantic. So yeah, so this is the deck I'm using here today, guys. So like I said, I'm not an affiliate or anything like that. It's just the deck that I'm using. My brother has lent me a heap of decks to keep me inspired and for me to experience some new cards. So if you like it, jump on maybe eBay or Amazon or something like that. Not quite sure where you grab them, but jump on Google and Google it if you like it. Okay, so Thompson, hello, Christy, the cat lady from Iowa. Oh, Thompson, hello. Thompson, when it comes to there's part of your future and your life. It's like there's a sense of giving that is required. Now, when I'm not saying like anything that you're not a giver as such, but it's like you have something else to give into this world, and you just haven't really tapped into it in a way that is expressed correctly at the moment. So there's part of you that needs to go out and give to this world. So whether you volunteer or whether you contribute to conversation or whatever it is, but there is really a need for you to be a contributor and to talk, to help, to grow as such. We're not talking about you advancing any systems or anything like that. We're talking about you enhancing life and enhancing situations. And that's where you can recharge as well. That's where you can find some real purpose and value and worth within yourself. Because when we find that value and worth within ourselves, that's when we truly evolve into these higher beings. And you really need to get this, and give it away, like give out that love and that compassion and everything like that, because that's part of who you are. That's part of your being deep down inside of you. And part of you has perhaps gotten blocked off when that so yep, so you've had your emotions that have been really quite erratic lately, and it's time to sort that out. Okay, so put happiness over there in the happiness one, put sadness over here in the sadness one, put joy over here in the joy one. Like, sort out all of this emotional stuff so that way you can give out the right stuff at the right time, because there's just a little bit of this erraticness going on at the moment. And when it comes to that erraticness, it can kind of make you feel a little bit, ostracized as such. So gather yourself in, sort it out, and then start giving again, because you've got this beautiful giving inside you that you were designed to give in this plane. Okay. Yeah, these my brother, yeah, these, so Crystal's just said over on Facebook that these cards should be on the 16th chapel. Check out how big they are. So that's a pen. That's how big these cards are. So they're absolutely gigantic. So my brother lent me a whole bag of decks, like a whole bag of them, so that I can do some show off some different decks and some different readings and stuff like that. So yeah, absolutely. Boo to 2020. Boo. 2020 has definitely been an interesting year. Okay, so just recouping here. So Skylar Biggs, what an awesome name that is. Skylar Biggs. Will I get a promotion at my new job? Let's have a look for you, darling. Let's have a look. How have you been, Crystal? I've been loving your Christmas tree posts on Facebook. That's probably my favorite part of Christmas is the Christmas tree. I love the lights. I love the decorations. I love that my cat destroys it. So yeah. A bag of decks, that's a weird gift. It's on loan, okay? So he hasn't given them to me, but he's borrowed them to me for my stream so I can show other people different tarots. A lot of people believe that, or we're under the guidance that all the tarot decks are exactly the same. And yes, they have a basic recipe to them, but how the images are interpreted and moved into the energy fields are for the intuition of the actual reader themselves. So when it comes down to it, that's why we are encouraged to use and try different decks, because they can tune into our energies to give those different messages. So I'm trying out some different ones. I don't particularly like this deck. The feel of it is just too gigantic. And I kind of feel like the imagery isn't expressive enough for me, okay? So just hang on a second. I just got a text message. I hope it's not my client. Nah, that's fine. It's just Australia Post. No, just Australia Post. We're going to deliver a parcel, and if you're not home, we'll take it back to the post office. No, leave it at the door. I'm in Australia. People don't steal shit here. Okay, so I got a bit Skytracked. I got a bit Skytracked. So Skylar, here we go. The promotion at the new job. The promotion at the new job. Hey. Ew, you got a crown on your tooth. Ugh, that could be uncomfortable. I've never had one, but my partner has. I'll just watch him like, ugh. Oh, interesting, interesting. So, Skylar, when it comes to this promotion at the new job, not at this stage, okay? The reason why it's not at this stage is because there's too many other people that are emotionally attached within the job, okay? There's just that it's like you've got really good value and you've got really good worth, but there is a divide that's going on here. So there's a difference when it comes to working in these fields and getting promotions. People think it's based on what they can provide for the business, but it's not. Humans are emotional creatures. They'd rather employ someone that they like that can't do the job as well than employ someone who they don't like and can do really well at the job. Like, that's the difference with employers. So at the moment, there's just not enough emotional investment from you in order to go, look, not only do you like me, but I can do the job as well. There's a divide going on here. So at the moment, the promotion of the job is not quite there yet. And that's only because we need more emotional investment rather than working investment. Humans are extremely complex creatures. And most humans, so most people at the top are yeah, it's very true, isn't it, Becca? Like, so many people would rather recommend that, I've got messages popping up. But so many people would rather recommend their uncle for the job at the risk of their reputation than go, oh, you know what, this guy's much better than my uncle. And that's because they make decisions emotionally rather than logically. So when it comes to you, Skylar, there's emotional decisions being made inside this promotion. And it's time to, if you really want that promotion, it's time to become that chameleon and change the personality a little bit to, like, I'm not saying that you're not liked, sweetheart, but not everyone likes fruit salad, so you can't make them eat it, but you can adapt that fruit salad for different people for different reasons. Some people want banana in it, some people don't. Some people want oranges, some people don't. So we have to become the chameleon in certain situations, and it's not about not being true to ourselves, it's about advancing ourselves into a place where we can shine, we can grow, and be given a chance based on logic reason rather than emotional reason. So at the moment, the promotion is sitting there, but it's not coming your way because we need that emotional connection as well. So sort out that emotional connection and you will find that this will come together. Okay, you're in control of this one. So take what you want and advance into that future that you so desire. Permutations can be used because of ass kissing. Yes. I did a video in my hypnosis group about the deception perception not long ago, and amazing how people would rather be perceived than you do some evidence towards deception. So I've been reading a book by Darren Brown named Happiness, and my brother, again, he's the one that put me onto it. I'm not much of a reader, I must admit, so it's more of an audio book. And in the second chapter, Darren Brown talks about, positive thinking and affirmations and all that sort of stuff. And he also talks about Epictetus. And Epictetus is a philosopher back, many, many moons ago. And how the book and the movie The Secret kind of just cherry pick what they want from Epictetus's teachings. And when you actually do a lot of reading about Epictetus, he would never support The Secret. He'd just go, "No, fuck off. That's just a heap of baloney." So yeah, it's quite interesting how people take those little bits and then just put them out as this amazing perception when it's actually a wolf in sheep's clothing. It's a form of deception. So yeah, it's kind of sad that so many people do that these days and can't just be honest. So yeah, like even so if any of you guys have gotten messages, perhaps you got a message from a bot saying get a real reading here or something like that, and they're computer bots that people pay for. So they're spam bots, and they pay programs to search the live feeds for keywords when people are talking. So yeah. Oh, you have you, Becca? Oh, God, darling. Yep, we'll get to you right now, my love. So, Becca, you're going through a rough time. I just finished 2-day court hearing and now waiting 2 weeks for judge's deliberation. Feeling hopeless. Oh, Becca, look at me, darling. I want you to do this, okay? Take your pointer finger, so your pointing finger, I want you to take that, because the pointing finger is where we point at things that we want. Okay, we did it as a child. We pointed towards water, we pointed towards food, we pointed towards trees. When we get frustrated, we start pointing, okay? I want you to take this finger, put it under your chin, and lift your chin up, okay? Point at your universal decision. Bring your chin up. Because every time we bring that chin down, the self-esteem goes down. The depression sets in. The sadness comes in. But you can't be sad when you've got your chin up. Can you imagine how silly that would feel? I'm so sad, put my chin up. It doesn't work, okay, love? So every time you're feeling down and out, like that pressure is dragging you down, take that pointer finger, put it under your chin, lift your chin up, okay? That's what good friends do. They keep your spirits up. So Becca, let's find out what's going on for you, love. Take some time out, sweetheart. Like, I think we're always, and this is the part that Derren Brown's been talking about in his happiness book as well. And he talks about how, like, all this positive thinking all the time, it's not healthy for us. It's really not. I'm a hypnotist, so I help people with anxiety, depression, and gut issues. And when it comes to being positive all the time, that's just some fluffy bullshit that was marketed over in American history. Derren Brown actually talks about who originally marketed it, but I just cannot remember it off the top of my head right now. And he talks about who originally marketed it and why it spread like wildfire and kind of became part of the well-being culture as such. But we can't possibly think positive all the time. No, court is never fun. No, it's never. Oh, wait, I don't know. I went to court only twice in my life for restraining orders against other people, and it was fun when they were like, this person's being a dickhead, leave Trish alone. Yeah. So you know, let yourself be hopeless for a day or so, okay? But only spend a day there, because it's like visiting a graveside of a loved one that's lost. You're going to pay your respects, but you won't set up camp in this sad place. You won't set up a tent beside the graveside so you can feel sad for the loss all the time. You go, you pay your respects, you give that energy, that love, that, you feel that sadness and that connection, and then you leave and you go somewhere else. So allow yourself to feel hopeless today, Becca, okay? Give yourself that permission. Do what you need to do. Fucking self-destruct, okay? Eat some chocolate, eat some pasta, do what you need to do, but don't destroy yourself, okay? Because all you're doing is destroying your future prospects of success. So it's okay to feel and express emotions, but don't live in the emotion. Visit every now and again, but don't set up camp there, okay? If I've helped you just that tiny little bit, my darling, then my job, my value and worth here today was 100% worth it. My life was given to you, my love. The universe was meant for us to align. So let's find out what's going on. Oh, I'm getting tinglies all over me. Let's find out what's some stuff that's going on for you, Becca. I cannot shuffle these cards. Look how big, look, it's as big as my head. The card's as big as my head. Okay. Rightio. So here we have now, these look like sword cards, but they're not, okay? So relax, they're not sword cards, they're coin cards, they're or discs or whatever people want to call them, okay? So here I have the 6 of coins, and here I have the 7 of coins, okay? So the 7 of coins talks about how you're going through that stage of you're just starting the process. Like everything has been laid out on the table, you've done everything that you needed to do, but now you're just waiting on this little bit of growth, this tiny little bud that's going to sprout, and then you're like, oh, the seeds are growing. So you've laid out all the information, you've given all the criteria. It doesn't matter how much you go over in your head, coulda, shoulda, woulda, gonna, it's not going to change what's going to happen in the future. Okay, it's all done and it's out of your hands now. You must now allow the universe to give you the fruits of the reward. Now, because we have a 6-7, the fruits of what you're looking for, Becca, are not going to be 100% what you desire. Okay, you are not going to win this hands down. Okay, now I don't know your situation, love, but you're going to there's going to be some sacrifice that you're going to be uncomfortable with in this situation. Okay, you gave your everything to us. Yep. Yeah, absolutely. So here we have the Three of Wands coming out. Now, the Three of Wands talking about looking out into the future, but there's something in the way. Okay, so the outcome of what you're looking for inside this court case is going to be, probably 70% in your favor, but 30% of it is not. And do not let yourself get focused on this 30%, because if I try and look through the rock, all I will see is the burden of the rock. But then I remember I can pop my head out of the side. Now, this rock's still going to be there. It's still going to be, one of those, it's kind of like a pebble in your shoe situation. But at the end of the day, the rock's part of the nature. It's part of the process. But don't leave your focus on it, because, that one small piece of focus is what will destroy the rest of the garden. There's always going to be weeds in the garden. Every single time. There's always going to be work that you need to do to the garden. You need to prune it. You need to nurture it. You need to weed it. You need to grow it. But in all hindsight, the reward at the end is just going to be so amazing that it was totally worth that little bit of sacrifice. Okay, so this decision is going to work in your favor, but not 100% of what it is that you were desiring. Okay, love. So there is going to be another hurdle, and that hurdle you're going to feel is a block, but it's not a block. The block is only a perception of our imagination. If we allow it to be a block, it will be a block. But remember, the rock can only seem harmful if we keep bashing our head against it. So move around it and go a different way, okay? You gave you everything. Yeah, you sure did. I feel that, honestly. Absolutely. All right, so what's the time? I'm just checking. I'm here for another half an hour, guys. I do have a heap of readings I have to get done today, and I've got a heap of hypnosis clients. Oh my gosh, I've got an amazing lady this afternoon. I love catching up with her. So, and she allows me to share my story as well. So I have a lady who came to me for cancer. This was about 2 years ago now, and she had stage 4 breast cancer, was told this was a custody battle for my non-biological son. Yep. So that's why, Becca, so that's why it's not going to be clean cut. Okay, love? So it's not going to be clean cut. There are still going to be some big hurdles on this journey. But, in all hindsight, it's going to be pretty good. Okay? So I've got this client this afternoon, and she had stage 4 breast cancer 2 years ago, 3 months before Christmas, and was told she was not going to live till Christmas. And she came to me because she wanted help to accept the cancer on the mental side. So she was going through chemo. They said they were going to remove both of her breasts, etc., etc. And anyway, we started doing hypnosis with her. And just before Christmas, she said that she felt different, and she decided not to go through the breast surgery, and that she was going to go to Melbourne and get a second opinion. Anyway, off she went to Melbourne to get a second opinion about the breast cancer. And when she got to Melbourne, she met a new female doctor, and the female doctor redid some tests, and the tumour in her left breast had shrunk so small that it had gone from projecting towards both breasts being moved to not needing the breasts being removed. And then when they looked into her life and her situation, they asked her what she had been doing, and she said hypnosis. Then they looked at the medication she was on, and the medication she was on was not the right medication for that cancer and had no effect on her. So she's one of those clients that we catch up once every couple of months now, just to make sure that mindset is still in a good place for her. And she still has both of her breasts. She's loving her life. She's getting to see her grandkids. And we honestly believe that that her mindset is what reversed the cancer. And it's one of those cases that I just love catching up with her. I get to catch up with her this Savo. We're going to do some Heal the Inner Child stuff. So I have a course called Heal the Inner Child, and we're going to do some of that with her. And I know she's going to cry, and then I'm going to cry, and then it's going to be magical, and yeah. Thanks, Becca. Thanks, Becca. Honestly, when this lady came to me for hypnosis for cancer, even I doubted myself, because I'm like, okay, well, you know, this is a physical ailment. We can see what's going on here. But Dr. Bruce Lipton also talks about how, you know, we decide our own, you know, our own inner demons as such, and these emotions turn into a physical ailment. Some people that have anger issues have a cough. You know, young children that have anger issues or frustration issues have a lot of acne. And Louise Hay talks about the mental creating the physical, because without this, nothing physically actually happens. And Jan, once we'd worked out everything that had gone in her system and she, you know, changed up her way of thinking, no word of a lie. You know, I had doctors contacting me about, you know, what I'd done and how I'd helped her. And I'm like, well, number one, she was an amazing client. Like, you know, she really put some effort into her mindset. And number two, you know, she really, really wanted to live. Like, she wanted to live. So, yeah. Hi, Corey. How are you, darling? How are you? Okay, so back to it, Patricia. You're starting to yabber a bit. Okay, so... So I hope I'm not missing too many people. The chat's going pretty fast. So Skylar, Becca, Bear. Oh yes, Bear. So I do apologize. You have been waiting for like 25 minutes. What is C's intentions? Let's have a find out from you. Crystal, you don't trust doctors? The thing with doctors, so my partner's best friend, he's one of the head honchos here in Australia for the medical services. And the thing with doctors is that, you know, they're working with a process of elimination. That's what we're working with. And then we blame doctors because we don't get better, but we're not willing to give up sugar. We're not willing to give up bread. We're not willing to give up pasta, or, you know, all of these things that have been making us sick for so long that we're not supposed to eat, and we're not willing to work on our mindset to make ourselves healthy, but then we blame the doctor or the pills, you know, and they're there to help us. That's why a doctor will never say this medication will cure you, because you're not allowed to. It's illegal. They're allowed to treat the symptoms, but we as people really have to take responsibility for our own health. Now, there's some ailments out there that they cannot be cured. It's as simple as that. Like, you know, if you've got Down syndrome, you were born with it. That's like me saying, oh, I don't like that I have ears, so, you know, I want a pill for that. So yeah, like, you know, when it comes to the doctor's situation, I think they're honestly working from a place of love, and you know, they want the best for us. They really, really do. So, you know, go with love. So what is C's intentions for Bear? Okay, so C actually sees a lot of value in you, Bear. Like, that's the difference that's going on here. And when it comes to this value, Bear, this value is totally worthy. Like, the intentions are coming from a worthy place. They see that, you know, when we have intentions with people, you know, like, there are very few people that want to hurt us, like, deliberately. They're called narcissists, and most of the time that the narcissist doesn't even realize that they're doing it. So when it comes to us having value and worth, that's what the intention can be, so that they can feel that love, they feel that you can reconnect them, that you can amplify. And that's what it is all about, is when we connect with people, how can they enhance our lives so that way we feel better to help more people. So C has some really good intentions when it comes to value and worth from you. You are a good friend, you are a wonderful companion. Like, they actually acknowledge all of that value that's within you. But can you value it within yourself and allow yourself to express that self? Because that's what leads to some of these situations breaking down. When somebody gives that compliment and then suddenly you're like, oh no, agree. Like, agree with it or be a bit humbled about it. Like, oh, thank you for seeing that in me. That's the perception of the individual. So C sees. So C sees some real value and worth in what you are as a wonderful being on this earth. So go with that and allow them to help you feel that value and worth inside your self love. Hi, Amy. How you going? How you going? Corey, I'm very jaded about love. The reason why we get jaded about love is because it hurts. Like, it's as simple as that. Um, you know, it's as simple as that. And yeah, and I'll get to your statement in a minute, Crystal. So when it comes to love, it's because it hurts, and it hurts really deep within ourselves, where we feel like something becomes torn apart as such. I remember when my ex left me, and I felt like I was never going to feel that connection with anyone ever again. And I did. Like, I'm so glad that my partner found me. And, like, when it comes to love, like, it's okay to be jaded. It's okay to be, cautious and all this sort of stuff. But one of the things that we really also need to do is we need to realize that, and this relates to Crystal's comment as well, is that we are judging a situation based on what one person has done. So, therefore, we've boxed everyone and labeled them as bad. So that's like going and eating at a restaurant. Say you ate some chicken and then you never eat chicken ever again. So we've judged this situation, and it's just because it hurts us so much. It hurts us really deeply. Like, so Crystal, I actually, and that's just it, Corey. When you say, I wonder if he is truly about me, love is never about you, ever. It's never been about you. That's just some Walt Disney bullshit that we got taught when we were children. So love is about the other person. It always has been. And if you jump on to Gary Chapman's 5 Love Languages, jump onto his webpage, just type into Google the 5 Love Languages. And when you learn about your own love language, you will realize that love is always about the other person, and that other person is a filter for your own love. So it filters back. So when we talk about filters, so let's just say this pen, for example. When I look at this pen, this is a filter of a tool of success. So I can write with it, I can rub it out, it feels nice when I write. This is why I like this particular pen. And this is the filter. So the pen is the filter. And when I'm looking for that piece of emotion or that piece of assistance, this is the filter that I go to, and then I give that emotion to myself. And that's the same with people. We look at other people or we feel other people, and then we give the emotion to ourselves. So love has always been about somebody else, and having that filter, making sure that that filter is appropriate. So a lot of people have inappropriate filters, and you're just sitting there going, why are they together? He just treats her so badly. But she chooses to filter that information. So yeah, so sometimes when you're in a relationship, it's not about you, darling, it's about them. And if your filter is rose-colored glasses, then it's not the right filter. It's as simple as that, love. Yeah, it's very curious, isn't it, Corey? It's very curious. Type in the 5 love languages into Google and do Gary Chapman's test. It's completely free. I do run a course on the love languages, and once I found out my own love language, I realized why all of my other past relationships have been so fucked up, and why when I went into this relationship that I'm in, because I knew my love language, I knew my partner's love language, and I knew how to keep his tank full, so therefore that would fill up my tank. So yeah. You want to be with someone who wants to make me better and to take chances. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that request at all. Nothing wrong with that request at all. But the thing is, darling, if emotions are all about ourselves, then only we can make ourselves feel better. Good stuff, Corey. Go and do those 5 languages, 5 love languages, love. Absolutely. Okay, so I got a bit sidetracked there. Okay. What's the deal with frogs? Like, they're so scary. Some people would think that. I love a Freddo frog. They're made of chocolate. They're not scary at all. Delicious. Stephanie, how are you going, Dal? How are you, my love? Okay, so, I'm trying to catch up on the conversation to find out where I'm up to. So I'm just going to start kind of like down the bottom here. Stephanie, all right. I would love to know how my business will develop in the new year with my new approach. Let's find out, darling. Let's find out. Yeah, honestly, and I'm not an affiliate for Gary Chapman and his 5 love languages. Honestly, guys, just go there and have a look at it and learn your love language. Like, as soon as you learn your own love language, and love languages, everybody has them, okay? So everybody has them. And when we're talking about relationships, we're not so much talking about an intimate or a sexual relationship. Everybody has love languages, even inside your friendships. And once you learn to recognize the other person's love language, that's when you realize why your truest friends are so easy to be your truest friends rather than your partner. Never, ever speak to your partner any different than you would your best friend, because they are your best friend. And if they're not, you need to find a new best friend. Okay, so Stephanie, let's find out about this business development of yours, love. Ooh. Ah, very good. So the business development is going to go extremely well, but only if you can sort it out into the systems of success. So here we have the 10 of Cups and the 10 of Coins, okay? So the 10 of Cups talks about making sure everything is sorted out. So, you know, tax goes over here, investment goes over here, YouTube goes over there. Make sure everything is sorted out exactly where it needs to go, and you have that complete system written down so that you know exactly step by step how the systems work. Because when the systems don't work, that's when the business breaks down. So the business is going to be really good. Here we have the 10 of Coins, and the 10 of Coins talks about reaping what we have sown. So the harvest has come into fruition, and it's now time for you to start picking the apples off the tree and then working out the next phase to go to. So will you sell the apples? Will you eat the apples? Will you make them into beautiful pies? How can you rechange this commodity into so many different ways in order to make this into something more viable and profitable? So Stephanie, these new systems are going to work amazingly, but there's still a couple more hurdles yet. See how we got this cross section? We've still got a couple more hurdles, but it only works because of the system is in place. You understand the system and you're patient enough to keep going with the system. So keep going. It's going to be absolutely fantastic, but don't mess with the system. We constantly keep thinking, oh, I can tweak this. And then when we tweak it, it all goes to crap. Trust the process and don't mix up the cups. It's not worth it. We might go, you know what? That's going to work well with that. The commodities are not going to go together. That's like putting apples with dirt and then thinking somebody's going to like it. No, okay? So it's going to be viable as long as you stick to the systems and be patient about it, okay, love? Apples are good. Frogs taste like anorexic chicken. What does anorexic chicken taste like? Actually, what does anorexic taste like? Is it just the bone, is it, Crystal? Beef, chicken jerky? Ooh, I can't see that being a very good one. Oh, dearie me. So I am going to head off soon, my loves. Stephanie, thank you so much. It's been a while, so I'll keep going. Keep going, darling. We have this falsity in our minds that once we set up these systems, like the whole system gets easier, and it doesn't really. We just keep adding to it. So yeah, that's what we keep doing. So I have been a hypnotist for a few years now, and I have my own courses where I teach people about their love languages, or, you know, how to do hypnosis and stuff like that. And, you know, I changed the system, and for many, many years, I was struggling. And even though now we're getting to that exponential stage where, you know, it just kind of floats along itself, you keep working on those systems. you know, and keep evolving them with the time. But make sure you keep them all sorted correctly, because as soon as you start cross-pollinating them, they kind of just go to crap because we get lazy. Okay. Hi, Amy. We probably won't be able to fit you in, Dal. I'm only here for another 10 minutes, then I do have to trundle off. And there's probably about 5 or 6 people in front of you, love. So please, like, subscribe, you know, and you'll get a notification on Thursday when I'm back online again. And if you jump in, we can have a chat then. Absolutely. Also, guys, remember you can go to my webpage. Actually, I'll copy and paste that really quickly. I'm not real good with this stuff. So if you go to my webpage, you will notice that there is a countdown timer at the top of it. And that'll give you 50% off a reading as a Christmas gift to you. Just follow the prompts, book it in. And there are 2 different types of readings on there. Okay, so look at the type of reading that you would like and then go with that, and then I will get onto it for you. And now these are full readings, so we find out names, people's ages, what's going on, okay? So absolutely, Amy, maybe I'll catch you next time. Jav, I'm scared of the future of my study. Oh, well, keep studying. Yeah, it all comes down to practice, Jarb. It all comes down to practice. So, Crystal, you're up next, love. And you'll probably be the last one for the day as well. You've been waiting for a little while. You're very patient. Thank you, darling. Crystal, I'll tell you a funny story. Many years ago when I met my partner, my partner's a city boy and I'm a country girl. And many years ago, we were at the local shop here, and you can buy like cooked chickens here in Australia. And I said to him, I said, I want you to go and get a cooked chicken, but ask for a city one, because the cooked chickens were called country fried chicken. And he went up to the counter and he's asking this lady for a city chicken. I started laughing and he's like, what are you laughing at? And I'm like, oh, nothing. There's actually nothing. Like, there is no such thing as a city fried chicken. There's no such thing as a country fried chicken either. It's just a fried chicken. That's just the name they call it. But it was just hysterical when he's going to this lady. No, I want a city one, not a country chicken. So, Jarp, you're struggling for becoming a primary school teacher. Honestly, I think that when it comes to all of that stuff, learn the criteria and the rest you'll have to learn on the job, my love. Even with hypnosis, like, you know, there were things they didn't teach us in school, and then I'd come across this particular client and I'd be like, what the fuck do I do here? And it all comes with experience. Crystal, uptown boys living in an uptown world. Yeah, absolutely. So what was your question again, Crystal? I did read it. I'll scroll up a bit. General future. Easy done. So let's get to you, my love. Oh, I'm going to scroll all the way down. So a general reading for Crystal it is. Oh, interesting. So, it's like at the moment, did we mention study for you or something last time? There's this schooling that's coming up again. Like, did we mention that? I'm not quite sure. I can't remember. There's this education part that's popping up again, and it's going to lead to a better financial situation. But at the moment, it's part of the financial block. Oh, here we go. So we got another wanker on our screen, so let's ban them. Sorry, Crystal. So, Temmie, go away. Temmie, you're disgusting. Go away. Temmie, you yucky person. Ban. They're those bots that pop in. Boo to them. Boo. You're thinking about going back to school. Yeah, honestly, that's what's coming up. Hi Alison, how you going, darling? Yeah, that's what's coming up in here. Like, there's the study criteria that's coming up, and it's going to lead to a bigger advancement in finances. But at the moment, you've got that block that's coming on in here, and this block is where you think you can't afford it right now. So it's time to start looking into it, to start dabbling in it. So you're not sure what in yet. Let's find out. Let's see what the cross reference is. All right, so the cross reference is saying that don't go into anything along the lines of political or government stuff, okay? So you don't want anything like accounting or lawyer or anything like those lines, okay? So it hasn't said what to do, but it has said what not to do. So, yeah, you got any Vegemite tips? I got some. Yeah, throw it in the bin. It's disgusting. Vegemite is disgusting. Absolutely. Ugh. Yeah, they're like, oh, Vegemite's an Australian thing. Vegemite is a bin thing. I was born and bred in Australia, and it's a bin thing. So when it comes to this study, Crystal, don't go into anything that's going to require opinions or judgments or anything like that. Go into something that's going to help you more feel what you're going through. So even if it was counseling, music, or teaching, or anything along those lines, because anything that's to do with government bodies or, you know, that financial jargon, accounting, or anything like that, food marketing, yeah, that would be much more appropriate for you. Alison, you love Vegemite. My partner loves Vegemite as well. My best friend gets the Vegemite in the little containers and just squirts it into her mouth. Ugh. Aversion therapy for me. Yuck, yuck. So yeah, so when it comes to you, Crystal, do something that is going to feel passionate, like, you know, really purposeful, and something that you're really interested in, okay? Because anything else, like where you're organizing documents and all that sort of stuff, that's not going to be you, and it's going to kind of drag you in, and you don't want to be like that. Like, that's not who you are. You're more advanced in those situations. So yeah, start going into that area. Like, look into those courses, what the requirement is, and see what resonates with you, Dale, because it's going to lead to that better financial future. Absolutely. So, Alison, it's better than Marmite. I haven't had Marmite either. There is a jar in our cupboard because my partner, that or human rights, because I do have a partner that that eats it. But yeah, no, not for me, not for me. But here's a tip for you. I got told this by a gentleman that was a chef, and he said every time you cook a roast, red meat. So every time you cook a roast that's red meat, put a small coating of Vegemite on the outside of it, then roast it, and it'll actually create a glaze over it that tastes like meat juices. It has a little bit of a crispiness to it. So yeah, so he was a chef, and he said that's how they get that crispy skin on the beef when they're serving it in those big fancy restaurants. So yeah, give it a crack. Like, see if that works, Alison. So enjoy. So yeah. All right, my darlings, I do have to trundle off, okay? Thank you so much for tuning in. So yeah, please go to my webpage, trishpalmer.com. You will see there that there is a that I'm offering half price off my readings for Christmas as well. So just follow the prompts, book in, have a read, because I do Decameron readings. Now, Decameron readings are dark. So this is known as the Black Tarot. So these are the Decameron readings, and these are the dark arts. So I do dark art readings as well. And so choose a reading that will suit you best. Follow the prompts. And otherwise than that, please like, share, comment, blah, blah, blah. Help me get up there, and you'll get a notification for when we are live next time. But otherwise than that, I will catch you in the future. Absolutely, Crystal. I'll see you next week, my darling. And you can eat food then. I am a lover of food myself. All right, my loves, I will catch you in the future. Bye-bye.